Hey everybody, welcome to yet another edition of POS. I'm Pat, that's Bobby, we are people, and tomorrow morning, if you're watching this live right now, we're going to do a morning show, POS Mornings. I don't know if Bobby, you saw the logo, but POS Mornings, I put with Bobby Tamburo. I did that to do the old homage to when Dave Landau had his name put on a thing. I
Well,
figured your name should be on it too.
hopefully, much like Landau, I am quickly off to bigger and better things. No, I'm
At
just kidding.
first.
Yeah, and
It's
then
like,
I'm
and
hanging
then you're
out with a
making
dude who
sketch.
looks like me.
Yeah, I thought you were on. I thought you were on the show because he was dressed like you. And hello, Scotty. How are you,
What up,
sir?
Scott? Dude,
But
there's literally a picture that Eastside Dave, Roy, and I almost recreated because the way Landau looks, he looks exactly like Roy. The way their guest looks exactly like, and the other dude looks like me. But
what's the show that Dave's? Is he on the Blaze now? The channel is that
he's
where
on
he
the
is?
Blaze. I believe it's called Normal World with Dave Landau.
Okay, I
And his
follow him on
radio too.
Instagram, but I don't know the things.
What up, Kish
Kish
Kish Kish?
Kish.
And yes, that is tomorrow at 8 a.m. We're planning on doing that as a recurring thing at 8 a.m., but tomorrow we may have a little extra time. One of us doesn't have anywhere to go tomorrow.
Why is that?
Just for one day. Next week it'll be back. I wouldn't have
Oh,
anybody
you! I thought you
worry.
were gonna reveal to people that I don't do anything ever. I'm like,
Oh
nice.
no, no, no. You got a life and shit, dude. A life and shit, and
No,
almost a wife and shit.
not no, no, no. But I don't have a lot of stuff going on recently because since we last talked, I have still not been asked back on Chaz and AJ.
That's definitely James Gandolfini's fault.
But I had nothing to do with it. And I was told by the guest booker that they had other guests in place already, but all the guests, literally all the guests, are people that I at one point suggested to
Not good.
them.
No bueno.
No, it
I
might not be
did
that, but go ahead.
No, I did run that story past another morning radio show host who was like, I would have done the exact same thing.
They would have thrown him out.
They would have thrown him out, but they would have talked to him afterwards and seen where the kid's head was at before they completely wrote him off. They would have been like, "You're done for the day, but hang around. We'll talk later."
Yeah, but they don't have time. I mean, it would have been 3 hours. You know what I mean? Like he comes out at 7:20. They're done at 10, and they get out. They leave that place around
Yeah,
11 ish.
this Eastside Dave's a little younger, and he was basically like, "I tell the guy, hey, I'm gonna call you later. We'll talk about this and see what's up." Like he just because he
And
cares
that might
about
have
helping
happened.
people.
I don't know. What I do know is I had nothing to do with it. I was on the day before. I've been on consistently every week, 4 weeks for out of the last 52 weeks, probably 49 of them. So it's a little weird that they don't have time for me now, but
Yo,
whatever.
Mister AJ. Yeah, Pat told me to say that. Mister Pat told me to tell you. Old people listen to this. He just threw you under the bus.
I don't even. It may be who knows. Whatever it is, it's fine. If they ever ask me to come back, then I would probably come back. I don't. It doesn't matter. I still work for the company. I'm not working anything of that nature. It's just for some reason I'm not in the morning. They could just say it has to do with nothing. I don't know what it has to do, but it's just weird timing. Um, no dump tomorrow. That's what Jim Grindle's asking. How can you miss
Yeah.
episode 420? Scandalous.
Ooh, it's almost like it's a bit, but it's definitely not. Anyway,
Wink,
uh,
wink.
wink, wink. But what was it? What were you saying? Oh, perhaps we just need to recognize that the POS show is filled with two bad boys. You're the
What are we
bad
gonna
boy of
do?
radio, and I'm the bad boy of podcasting. Kind of
What are
like the
we gonna
Detroit
do when we come?
Pistons.
Okay.
No, I was just gonna say kind of like the Detroit Pistons. We were gonna just hammer MJ a bunch and then call him a
I was
bitch all
doing the
night.
song.
Which song is
What are we
that?
gonna do when they come for you?
Who? The Bad Boys?
Bad
The Bad
boys.
Boys?
What are you gonna do? I was watching Cops the other day, and we had the
On
what's it
TV or
called? We
through the
had
window?
no, we had the what's it called? The closed captions on, whatever, or the captioning, and it that captioning people trying to figure out what they're saying in that song is great because it's just like one part just goes nah mina mana mono nah way, like that's not words. Like the guy couldn't even keep up.
They do not speak Jamaican. They just go, nah, me.
Dude, there was an episode. This was fantastic. This couple was like arguing with each other, and they had like a domestic dispute with each other in public, and then they got like arrested, and one cop was arresting them both, and he went to put the guy in the back, and the guy he's like, hold on a second, he turned, and the guy just ran away, left his woman there, and fucking fled. So other cops got called, and they had to chase after him. So they asked the woman, so what's his problem? She goes, he's got a tough life. His life is so tough. His father died. His mother's retarded. Dude, I've never laughed so hard.
Dude, that's amazing. His
I
father
had so many
died.
questions.
Yo, he's the son of a retard.
But his father also had sex with one and beat a peep. And that wasn't first. His father's dead. It's like the
Yeah,
old
we
John
all have
Mulaney
that.
joke where he's like, I'll push him. Say, I have AIDS. Say, no, 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 you can't leave with that. It's like,
Too aggressive.
is
I
that?
saw
Oh, go ahead. You drink. We're on fire.
I saw an episode that was going around Facebook. I don't know if you saw this recently, where the dude just takes off when the cop's interviewing the woman who's driving the car, and then he goes, "Jim Bob, you don't have any warrants. Come back. You don't have to run." And then he has to chase the dude down and be like, "I want you to drive the car. You're not under arrest."
Oh,
How
I
bad
haven't
does
seen
your
that's
life have to
great.
be to just assume you have warrants out, not know?
I like the ones where the guys hide because do they think the cops are going to give up? It's not like hide and seek with a kid. Like this one guy was hiding between the mattress and the box spring of bed. He's upstairs, and they're like, other guy in the house goes, "He's not here." Like we know he's here. Like we definitely saw that he's here. Brian, how are you, sir? What's going on, buddy? Say
We
why?
heard him yell as we kicked in the door, "Don't tell him I'm between the spring and the mattress. He's here."
Yeah. And then, well, they kind of figured it out when he was hiding at a friend's house, and the friend, started getting like, grabbed. And the mother goes, "Don't worry, they won't arrest you. They don't think you're him." And he goes, "They think I'm him. They're handcuffed me. They think I'm him." And she goes, "Well, they won't find him here." The pause is the cops like, "Okay," and they just go upstairs, look on the bed. The guy's like this.
I bet he's here based on her assurances he's not.
All right, let's say you got arrested in cops fashion. Okay, you you've got some. It's let's say it's the '90s, not now. Okay, so you're Bobby Tamburo now, but it's the '90s. So you got some weed on you. You're walking around, whatever. And let's say you're driving your car and you didn't use your blinker, and they notice that they pull you over. Would you run? Would you drive away? Would you try to eat the weed? Or would you just admit to having all the stuff?
So first thing I'm gonna do is try to talk my way out of it. Obviously, I'm white. I don't
Right,
have
but
to
you got
do
to
all
do is
that.
you got to eat the weed first.
Nope, because they're gonna go run my license, and then when it takes a little too long, that's when I'm gonna try to hide the weed. I'm not gonna eat it because it's a lot harder to eat raw weed than you think. It doesn't go down easy.
Oh, I've
Are you
done it.
familiar? Oh
Yeah,
well, it's also
right.
the
We in
most
a
fun.
college. In the college, we used to keep weed on the. My buddy Jamie and Tilly had this silver platter he got from his grandma. We would keep our weed on that and bring it out from the silver platter. And somebody told the resident directors that we were smoking, so they kind of planned to come into the room. And we had one kid, our roommate Andy. He wasn't feeling well, so he had gotten up to smoke. But when he heard them opening the door, he ran with the platter and he left a little weed on the table. I saw that and I grabbed it and ate that little bit because they were coming in and I didn't chew it. But I said I had tobacco in my mouth and they weren't gonna look in my mouth. Um, he ran with the rest of it, and then with the blanket over his head, he ate, dude, a good couple ounces of weed. And we went to that night. We had to leave the dorm for a little bit because they were checking the room. So we went to the movies, and he's like, "I can't see." He's like, "You can't see the movies." Like, "No, I can't see."
So when you make weed edibles, one of the key parts is you use a cheesecloth to squeeze out the weed itself. Because
Right.
your body cannot decompose weed nuggets. It just tears up your system. My dude was probably
Yeah.
getting cleaned out from shit from fourth grade.
Yeah, he had a bathroom
Experience.
treat the next day.
But anyway, so I see the cops are they're gonna obviously ask, "May I search your car?" At which point I'm going to go, "If you want to lose your teeth." She's gonna say what, right? And leaning closer to hear me, and I'm going to grab her and smack her face off of the door and drive off. Burn notice
Wait, why
time.
is it a she?
Because I'm not running from a male cop. He'll shoot me. I'm gonna get away from the male cop. She's gonna hit a curb at
Jesus.
some point. She's not gonna use her turn signal. Forget to switch gears. Bitch is gonna money shift. A man, he's gonna know how to drive.
See, if that happens to me, I just told you what my answer is going to be from the previous thing.
Just
Sorry,
kidding.
sir, I'm sorry. My father died. My mother's retarded. That's why I smoke weed. They're like, you know what? I get it.
For a
Oh,
while,
they're on the chat.
the main cop in Hummelstown, where I had to drive through, like the main town near me, was a kid who was a year younger than me in high school who wanted to take my position in football. So for my senior year, my pass rush move against him was just to come off the line, grab his face mask, and punch him through his helmet. So if I ever get pulled over in Hummelstown, I'm going to prison. They're finding
You're
crack cocaine
fighting?
on me. No, no, no. I'm saying he's going to plant drugs and be like, "You're going to prison." This is
Yeah.
payback, and rightfully
Jesus
so. I'm
Christ.
sorry, Joe Scare. But one time, his girlfriend blew him while he was taking a shit in college. She gave him a blumpkin.
See, it's a blumpkin in some places, in other places, it's a bloopy.
Well, it's probably a bluebee up north and a blumpkin in America.
See, but bloopy makes more sense.
No, not none of it makes sense. You don't need to be shitting
No,
and get blown at the same time. That's
no, you're
preposterous.
right. The act does not make sense. The act is disrespectful in every regard humanly possible, not
Seems
just
like
to
a
the
great
blower,
way
but
for
to the
her to get
blowee.
pink eye. Yeah, it's she's gonna get pink
Yeah,
eye.
or stink eye, but either way, like, you're gonna get something. But no, but bloopy because it's a blowjob and a poopy, but it's not a blowjob and a pumpkin. Why is it a pumpkin?
I think it has to do with her face. Like she's so red from blowing you while you shit.
That she's
She
a
looks like a
blumpkin?
pumpkin. She looks like a pumpkin. She's blowing you and she
A
looks like a pumpkin.
blowing pumpkin.
I don't I don't make the
Yeah,
rules,
I wouldn't
Jost.
want. Yeah, I would never want that. I mean, they're both too. I guess in theory, and I just watched Oppenheimer, so I've got theories going on with it. But in theory, both are great feelings.
Can you put up Jim's comment real quick? I'm so sorry.
Caught my father getting a pumpkin for my sister-in-law once. No, you didn't. No, because if you did, we're sending you a link.
His sister-in-law
We're
could also
talking to
be
you.
his mother. Oh, sorry, that made me laugh. Anyway, you were explaining about your Blumpkin experience.
Well, no, I've never had a pumpkin experience. Let's make that clear now. So that's not on the thing. If you're going to Blumpkin, you might as well go for the upper decker Blumpkin. What's the
So
upper
that
decker Blumpkin?
that's where you shit into the house's toilet, the part where the water goes into the bowl. That's an upper decker. So you sit on that part. She sits on the toilet and blows you. It's probably better for
Why
her
would you
as an
shit into
organ.
that part?
Because then anytime the person flushes, they're getting shit in the water.
Why would you shit into that part?
Because then anytime you don't do it at your own house.
No, I heard you, but I'm like, I still. I mean, just not even like for the afterthought. You're not going to be there for the results, but you have to like now get up on the. You have to move the thing into the cage. That's a lot of work.
Apparently, you've not been as pissed off as some of us, Pat. Sometimes you got to send a message, a long
I've
emotional
never been
message.
so mad that I pooped.
And my friend, you have not lived. You haven't been taking an anger poo. A lot of people say a dipshit's the best feeling in the world. You've
Oh,
never
this makes
taken a
more
fury
sense.
shit.
Absolute fact. It was my lady's sister. That's how I met her. Okay.
And that makes
So
sense. And I'll
the
say this Grindle, not a liar.
no. Wasn't calling a liar. Just didn't understand the what the in-law relation. You know what I mean?
I
Like I
also
wasn't.
thought it was his brother's wife as well. This makes a little more explanation. You married
Yeah.
the good one, Jim. You married the good one.
Well, according to some, according to Jim's dad, nope. The good one is the one that's ready to party.
be such a better TV show, according to Jim's dad. We're getting real worried about your brother's coke habit. I'm getting
Where's
real
my
concerned.
sister?
Getting real concerned about how much coke your brother's doing there, Jim.
His catchphrase is bam, bam, zoom to the bathroom. They go in there and blow me. Jesus Christ. Yeah, I don't like any of that stuff. I don't like when anyone involves potty into the sex life. I don't. I think they're church and state. I think they should be very separated at all times.
What about like if you're on a train and you go into the bathroom together, but no bodily fluids other than jizz and woman jizz?
Well, no. You can have sex in the bathroom. What I'm saying is you shouldn't go bathroom during your sex.
Okay, we're on the same page. But what if you really
No
want her?
peeing, no
What if you kind of want
pooping.
to show her who the boss is and be like, you're a little
I
pee
don't
pig?
I don't ever want to show anyone who the boss is. I'm not Tony Danza, pal. And you should never show anyone who the boss is. There should be no boss. There should be equal.
Come on, oink oink. What's the pig you want? You never played that game?
No. Or you what the, no. You would say to a woman, oink oink, what's the and then when you call her a piggy and ask her what she wants? Does
I
she
mean,
answer in pig talk?
is she being a pee pig or what are we doing here?
What's a pea pig?
I'm just joking. I'm trying to be funny. I don't know. We ended up on
No.
Blumpkin Talk 15 minutes in, and I'm just swinging for the fences, probably burying myself.
Sometimes you have knowledge. I don't think it comes from you, but you've been on. Listen, your times the compound media has given you knowledge from things you don't need to know. So I'm sure you had a Blumpkin expert on one of those shows. It's like Chrissy Mayer, a midget woman, and a Blumpkin expert, and someone who dressed up like a Star Wars whore are all having a conversation, and you have to be the producer.
There's a chick who dresses up as a sexy stormtrooper that I follow on
Yeah, that
Instagram.
isn't she the Star Wars chick?
This is just a chick.
Uh,
She just does sexy Star Wars girl. And one time we were driving to a gig, and Roy Harder was like, "Why do you and Big A and Eastside Dave follow this chick? Like, clearly she's just an internet thought." And I had to be like, Roy, because just imagine if she was our coworker. How much better morale would be if there was just a hot chick dressed like a stormtrooper. I would prefer that over a pea pig. How about you, Pat?
okay, first of all, I don't think it would be good. I think aesthetically, looking at her, you'd be like, okay, it's hot for like a day. But if she dresses like a sexy stormtrooper every day, then eventually she's not a sexy stormtrooper. She's just a crazy lady who dresses up like a fake movie. You know what I mean? It goes away. So the pea pig, at least that's not something she's doing throughout her job. She's just doing in her own spare time. I don't think she's 24/7 a pea pig. But it sounds like Stormtrooper Sex Pot is 24/7 Stormtrooper.
It certainly does seem to be. But a lot of people would say being a pea pig is a way of life, not a hobby.
May the force be with you.
And also with you. We lift up our
We lift
we
up, we lift up our farts. We lift
lift
them
up
up
in
to the
the name of the
whore.
Lord.
All right, let's get off that subject. Did you see any of the slam dunk contest this week?
Sure did. Watched it with JJ Lieberman, my new favorite headliner.
JJ Lieberman, obviously an Irishman.
Yeah. And the reason why he's my favorite is at Yonkers, the owner, Pat, likes to start the LeBron versus Jordan debate with all the young black comics and scream at them. And so they get heated. He gets
And
heated.
I'm guessing
They
he
get
takes
heated.
the Jordan as being the older man.
No, he takes LeBron, and they all take Jordan.
Really?
He's like, you don't even know Jordan. You didn't watch him play. So they go back and forth. They're screaming. After about 10 minutes, JJ slams a shot, looks over, and just goes, Pistol Pete Maravich. Now fucking prove me wrong. And then rattles off like 30 statistics. And by the end, I was kind of like, he's got a point, Jeff. JJ's the man.
Well, except for the championships. When you stack up the championships, he has no, and then you have no point.
By that logic, why don't we just pick Robert Ory then, Pat? That was JJ's argument, not mine. I'm sorry. I just thought
I
it was
would yes, I would
hilarious.
say
The short white guy
I
waiting
would
to
say
get in
Robert
his
Ory was a better player than Pistol Pete.
Wow. Don't let JJ Lieberman hear you. But it was hilarious to watch the
I'm
short white guy yell out, "Hey, do you guys consider this short white guy to be the best ever?"
Hello, Stormy. By the way, how are you? Um, yeah.
Sorry.
So,
Who? What did you think of the dunk contest?
well, what I was going to say, for people who don't know, again, is a short white man won the slam dunk contest, and it's become a novelty that Matt McClung, who's not even in the NBA, he plays in the in the G League for an Orlando minor league team, has won it again this year by the main dunk. The big one was he jumped over Shaquille O'Neal, and Shaq held the ball on his head like this, and he leaped over. He made Shaq wear his high school jersey, but they found a giant version of it. Made him wear that and do it. Now there was another dunk earlier that actually looked cooler that he
That
got
was
low
my
points
favorite.
on, where he like released the ball in his own hands and then caught it and then dunked it. It it's amazing that the vertical leap this kid has, but it was funny because this is like I'm watching this and I'm going, yeah, it's cool that the white guy's winning, but I almost feel like they're just letting him win because Jalen Brown had some pretty powerful dunks. And like, if you just win dunk, if the contest is if you can jump over humans, then Matt McClung wins. But if it's a slam dunk contest of creativity, he's just doing a regular dunk. There has to be a guy in the way. If there was no guy in the way, is it a good dunk? But I'm not here to debate basketball. What I'm here to talk about today, and I think this will be a good POS thing for everyone to jump in on, is Matt McClung is being heralded because he's a white guy who won the slam dunk contest. So therefore, if you go down the list of slam dunk champions, there aren't many white people on that list. What other race of person, if we can name a person, or at least we don't know their name, whatever, has overcome their racist odds to do something where you're like, holy shit. You know what I mean? Like if there's an Asian NASCAR driver, or what are we got? I want to come down with our Mount Rushmore of the overcomers, the overachievers of race. Now, I think right now Matt McClung has to be on it until we find more. But being a white guy in 2024, winning the slam dunk contest is pretty fucking. And being a white guy who's not from Europe, just being a regular American white guy. Because European whites are a whole different white. They're not dunking. I mean, if you watch the All Star game, they even made a joke at the end that Jokic couldn't dunk. He went up trying to do it, and he missed a layup because he couldn't even dunk the thing.
And they even showed, yeah, Doncic tried to do the self alley ooping it stuffed over and over.
Right. So, can you think of anyone?
Oh, for sure. I mean, even in the NBA, you've got white chocolate. Like he was
I'm
considered.
talking about. Okay, I mean yes, but you're about to go back into your old argument. If you go to white chocolate, then you have to go Pistol Pete. I understand a little later, but white guys handling the ball, I don't think counts. Yes, he was amazing at it and played more like a street player, but fundamentals were very much a part of what he did too. And being able to play off the fundamentals did that. And it's a white guy thing. It would be more like if a white guy only was like Dominique Wilkins, more than was like a flashy John Stockton.
Okay, I
You
mean,
know.
obviously, Lil Dicky. I'd put Lil Dicky on that list.
Now, okay, but if we put Little Dicky on that list, Little Dicky is not as up there in the charts as Eminem. So wouldn't Eminem be the top one of those? If we're gonna go white guy who
Mm-mm,
dominated
not
black
where I'm
rap,
going.
what are we doing?
I'm Jewish. I was thinking Jewish because there have been a number
Then the
of white
Beastie
rappers
Boys.
now. Were they Jewish?
Yeah, without a doubt, they're all Steens.
Excuse me, I gotta go delete some stuff off my Spotify real quick.
I know someone who's not gonna like your humor today, but anyway, you better go find a tunnel, son. So,
All right,
all right,
that's a good
so
point.
if we're once okay, so people in the chat, if you could help us out quick, if you're done blowing each other, if we're going top Jewish white rapper of all time, Beastie Boys is a group versus Little Dicky. Who makes our Mount Rushmore of the top one of those? Can you think of any others?
Jack Harlow.
Is he Jewish? Yeah, I guess he is.
Yeah, he's from.
I know his fro is there, but I didn't know if it was 100%. Then again, I don't know if it's really Jack Harlow. If I have to go personally wise, I like Jack Harlow more than Little Dicky. But Beastie Boys are a better group. Right now, currently, I listen to more Jack Harlow than I do the Beastie Boys.
How about Macklemore?
No, Macklemore is a fucking joke. Like Macklemore is doing what a white guy's supposed to do. That's like me saying the rapping white guy from 311.
But he's the
Like,
most Jewish. A,
but he's
what type
also
of
the least
shopping did he
talented.
do?
He just thrift.
What
He
type of
thrifted it
shopping?
up.
Okay, and that's saving money. And have you
And
seen the
we got.
picture? Have you seen his Orthodox picture?
Have you seen Terry Nee's statement?
No.
Hello, Terry Nee. How are you?
Terry, looking forward to seeing you Friday, hopefully.
Is that Twitch in there, Terry Nee? Is that where it is? It's like, but and no, yeah, I think I think I agree with Grindle. Oh, not there.
Am I allowed to present real quick? Because I'd like to show you. Have you seen Macklemore's full Orthodox
What do you mean
hat?
full?
He dressed up in full Orthodox. I don't know if you've seen this.
No, I am not. Trying. Oh, can you present? You're actually asking me to present button. Do I have to give you deal? Why does it say just kick you out of the studio or not? Well, oh, you got two things. Why do you have two? Oh.
Maybe one's my oh, it's
Dude, what is that?
that's Macklemore. He did that and had to apologize.
Bring it back. What was that? Go ahead, bring it back.
I don't know how to share my screen.
But you kind of just did. We just saw it, didn't we? We gotta figure that out for tomorrow.
There we
Anyway,
go.
that's
There
insane.
we go.
All right, that's Macklemore.
That's Macklemore.
But what was he doing?
Just that's how he looks now.
That's not how he looks now. I'm gonna drop some coins. Oi, I got a couple in my pocket.
When I was in the 5th grade, I went oy vey.
This is my friend Moisha. This is my friend Slomo. And this is fucking Bernstein.
I kept make sure my tenants kept their rooms real straight.
Like Woody Allen. Piss.
He he took some shit for dressing like that.
So
who
yeah,
else?
I think we're going right now. Beastie. If we're going to go in that group, we have Matt McClung in basketball, dunks, just dunk contest. We've got the Beastie Boys. Well, maybe not because the Beastie Boys did lean. They did do rock and guitar. Little Dicky is doing more just straight rap. He is freestyling on that sway shit and everything else. He goes there, but that's also when they put Little Dicky on the Black Morning shows and have him rap freestyle. Isn't that the same thing as the NBA putting Matt McClung in the dunk contest? I'm not saying that Little Dicky is a talented rapper, but if it was just a black guy, he wouldn't be on the show. It's like they're like, look, a white guy can rhyme fast, and then he can come up with like, look how his brain works good. We can. It is kind of pandering, is it not?
Very much so.
Right? Like I would think
Yeah.
it is. So I think Little Dicky makes it there. Now I don't want to make this just white guys overcoming because I think that turns us into
No,
a clan
I've
round.
got
Like,
actually a great example.
I don't think we can do that. What do you got?
Kareem Campbell.
I do not know who Kareem Campbell is.
You may better know him as the one black skater from Tony Hawk's Pro Skater.
In the game, you mean?
In the game.
Because there are other black. There's some very good black skaters.
no.
Right now, one of the most dominant skaters is a black skater.
But he was the one who like made the crossover into Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. He would skate with a boombox on his shoulder. Like he was still black and crossed into the pro skating scene. That would be one example I was thinking of.
He would be, but I don't know if we'll keep him there for now. Yes, it was hard for. It might have been hard, but skaters were always against the grain anyway. So I think it was more about black guys not wanting to skate, not skating, embracing a black guy. You know what I mean? They wouldn't put him out there like, oh look, it's a black guy, he's good. They did that way more with women at the beginning. Oh, look,
Yeah,
it's a
for sure.
chick. A chick is skating like that. If you could think of the top female skater at the time, that might be a little bigger. I think Terry Nee's got a whole rap going.
Terry's got some good rap.
You want to read, Bobby?
Yo, from Tel Aviv to Brooklyn, we're spinning tales through the diaspora. Our culture never fails. From Torah scrolls to kosher meals, our story prevails. Jewish rap, our legacy, the beat never pales.
Wait, was he doing Superman? He came to town to see what he could see. Was he going like 1980s rap? Yo, from Tel Aviv to Brooklyn, we're spinning tales. Through the diaspora, our culture never fails. From the Torah scrolls to the kosher meals, our story prevails. Jewish rap, our legacy, the beat never pale. Never pale. Word. You're
I'm a
right. Word
storyteller, so let
indeed.
me get right into it. About this one time, I almost got
Oh,
beat up
is that
over some
true? Is that
coochie.
true, Terry? Did you just do ChatGPT?
More like Chat JTP.
Imagine going in there. I need Jew rap.
Well,
It's
Pierre,
great what we get.
unfortunately, many Jews are involved in the rap industry, but it's typically as record owners and less as artists. While they profit, they tend not release their own creative. That was my Chat GPT.
I like. All right. I guess we need to go here for a minute. Does does Darius Rucker qualify because he did become one of the top country singers as a black man, and there really were other ones there, and they accepted him way more before they saw him. They're like, wait, that's Hootie. I don't think they were happy, but they already liked Wagon Wheel.
So, for me, the hootie of country would have to be Cowboy Troy, who was a 6 foot tall rapping country star, black dude.
Right.
I
No,
put a
I know,
ticket with
but
the train. I know you know, but the audience. I see what you're saying with Darius, but he also was already a hit. It would be like if the Jordan in baseball. You wouldn't go, oh, he crossed the threshold in baseball. He was already a star. That's why he got the pass.
well, no, I'm not going stars. I'm going acceptance against the grain. Jordan was going to be accepted because he was Jordan. If Jordan never played basketball, then he just wouldn't have been in Major League Baseball. He just never would have gotten a chance on a team. He wasn't good enough. Maybe single A, but that's about it. But
And
acceptance wise,
I agree. I'm saying without Hootie and the Blowfish, I think Darius Rucker would be Cowboy Troy.
but that I mean, I guess we'd have to assume that country people know Hootie and the Blowfish. I don't know if Hootie and the Blowfish made it to Alabama. You know, as much as they were big in the '90s, they were so white that they were like they would just be on ESPN all the time. You know what I mean? Like they were just there like during golf shit. And then
Yeah,
Darius on his own did that on his own. And I don't really think that people down south even knew that like Darius Rucker's name wasn't Hootie. I think they thought his name was Hootie, and the band was called the Blowfish. I think there's more people out there that think that than don't.
people are gonna be pissed when they see I'm basically blue. That was I only want to be with you.
Yes. I only want to be a Jew. That's Macklemore's song when he wears that nose. That's not okay. Why isn't he canceled for that? You can't do blackface, but you can do Jew face.
You can if
Why
you
can you
want to
do Jew
be them.
face?
He wanted to be one of them. He
What are you
didn't
doing with the
want to.
camera?
Oh, I bumped it. I'll be back in 1 second.
Oh, okay. Wait, if you put a nose on, I'm fucking out of here. I'm
I
leaving.
don't
I'm
have a
out of
nose.
here.
I'm
Don't
just
fucking have a nose.
I'm doing some
Don't
drugs. I
fuck.
don't
What
want
do
to
you?
be on cam.
Oh, okay. As long as you're doing drugs and not doing blackface. I like how you don't want to be on camera, but you're going to tell us you're doing drugs. All right. What we got here from Jim? I done thinking. My full Mount Rushmore of Jewish rap. But then we're not going full Jewish rap. I like that. Ill Bill, Necro, Mickey Avalon, and Sunday Jeff Silverstein. Who's Sunday Jeff Silverstein? That just sounds like a guy who's not allowed. He's the one guy on the Sabbath who can help you do stuff.
I
Sunday Jeff
prefer
Silverstein.
Tuesday Jeff Goldstein.
Now that's a good question, Stormy. Did Michael Jackson do whiteface? Because whiteface, I believe, is supposed to be painting yourself, not actually just rooting your pigments to the point. Because that would mean Sammy Sosa also did it. And another time we'll have to do our Mount Rushmore of people who change their pigment colors. Oh, and Chris is in the house. Look at these two handsome motherfuckers in the house. And how about and also with you, sir? How are you? Sunday Jeff is an airplane mechanic who works at a comic book store on Sundays. Well, that's good for him. That's what I don't know if I want to get a comic book from a man who fixes airplanes. Although I also want my airplane fixed from a guy who likes Iron Man too much. But okay, so we're thinking Hootie. We're not sure Hootie. Okay, I guess the best way to do this, Bobby, we have to think of a stereotype and then break it.
That's what I was doing with the skateboarding. I couldn't think of any black swimmers.
Well, no, but let's go. Okay, so like Asian and
Apollo Ono speed skating. That's a big one.
but who's normally good at speed skating? Gays?
White people.
Is Apollo Ono not white? Kind of.
His name's Apollo Ono. You tell me.
Yeah, but he's Hawaiian or some shit, isn't he?
Yeah, far from the fucking snow, Pat. I don't know if you know this about Hawaii. It's hot. They don't have ice.
Yeah, but
floes.
you
He
can go
might
in.
be in a
I don't know.
rollerblade
I don't know if
trunk.
you know this, Bobby, but they invented inside now, and that's what they do it.
Not in fucking Hawaii. That's why 202
They,
Go is so
there's
good.
a hockey
This
team
is the
in
only way
Vegas,
to get
dude.
AC is he has to throw a fucking wheel.
There's a hockey team in Vegas. That's all I'm saying. No, Lance Armstrong's dead balls don't count as black swimmers, but I do like it.
I like where your head's at. Your heart's in the game. Oh, dude, how did we forget Tiger fucking Woods?
Holy shit, Tiger Woods. That's the number
Yeah,
one,
dude.
dude. Remember when what's his name, Lee Trevino told him he's like when they go, oh, so he won the if he wins the Masters, you know the guy who wins the Masters picks the food. He goes, I guess we're having fried chicken next year. He said it on ESPN.
He was the fucking man.
Oh my god. Um, you know, I guess Warren Moon,
No. I'm going Vic.
but he was before him.
Yeah, but
Warren Moon and and you can't even go Vic because Randall Cunningham's the first one to do what Vic did. Randall Cunningham's who made it okay for Vic to do that by being the scrambling quarterback who could do everything. Moon didn't scramble, but it really was thought that African Americans couldn't be a quarterback because you need to be intelligent. That was a real thought. Like there was guys who would do it in college. Like there's no way they're smart enough to under it, which is fucking insane to think that. But like that was really a thought. Warren Moon really was the first one who was like trusted with in a racist offense in Houston. And what's his name? Bump, whatever his name was, that fucking piece of shit. Like that coach who was he just looked like a guy from like a boss hog wannabe.
I
You know what?
fair.
This is a good one, dude. Chichi Rodriguez is a good one because Chichi Rodriguez definitely no one thinks Mexicans for golf ever. They think caddies, but they don't think they're actually going to get to play.
No, that's definitely true. I would agree with that. But
I like Chichi Rodriguez. That's a fun one. It feels like to be more sports than everything else. You know why? Because I don't know any Mexican scientists. But if there's one out, if there's, and I'm not saying or a poll, you know what, Madame Curie maybe is like,
oh,
where's
what
she?
about those?
Because she was a lady scientist, and they're like, whoa, ladies are smart.
What about those bitches from that movie that put Apollo 14 on the moon or whatever?
What does Shane Gillis call him in this special? Medea goes to
Mm-hmm.
space.
Medea goes to space. Mm-hmm, honey. Them equations ain't
All right.
right.
By the way, we have to go through a couple of these right now because we got some good ones. So Scott gives us Jamaican bobsled team. I think they make the list. I think that's a very good. There might have to be more groups, but he is right. It was such a big deal that they made a fucking movie about it. There might be another one of groups of people because you got your black space ladies, but I don't know if they were. And then what's the black airplane guys? Tuskegees, right? Tuskegee guys.
I don't know if that was the same, buddy.
I think that's the same. The Tuskegee guys, and then what about like in South Park, the Operation Human Shield
I do like
in
Operation
the
Human
movie?
Shield. That's something I
All right.
can't find.
So I do like Jamaican bobsled team. I also like that. I'm still for some reason keeping notes of this.
Yeah. Ooh, good call. Although I don't know if PK Subbins who I'd go with. What's the black dude from the Flyers?
Who was the original? There was a guy, hockey guy, way back before that. Shit, I forget. Kevin Hart do white face and Super Bowl commercials. I don't know. I don't remember that, Terry. Hopefully.
A lot of
Uh,
people would say Kevin Hart's been doing whiteface for his whole fucking career.
oh, we can prove you wrong on that. You can look at like the wins. Yeah, yes, he might be the most fun, and he's the reason Happy Gilmore existed. But like, it's not the best. Great driver, shit short game, and tremendous alcoholic. Now you aren't wrong. Yes, and hello, Max. By the way, nice to see you not driving across Earth 5 times in a week to say
Yeah,
hello to
dude.
us. Hello,
My
Max.
man put it in
Battling the elements
miles.
all day. Max is the shit. The Doug Williams is the OG when it comes to winning a Super Bowl, and they made a big deal. They're like, he went to black college. Remember when they used to say that? Like, he went to Grambling or Southern, the two black colleges, or the one that on Different World with Kadeem Hardison.
Dude, I had a buddy. He was 2 years ahead of me. He played football. He went to an HBCU as a wigger on a football scholarship. And what position do you think he played, Pat?
Running back?
No, keep guessing. What would be the worst
Quarterback.
position? Nope. What would be the worst position to try to be cool at an HBCU as a white dude on the football team? He was the kicker.
Kicker. Yeah,
He
okay, yeah,
lasted
yeah.
a month. A month.
So, okay. I like. Well, I guess we go to the safe ones first. We go to this one on. Oh, high current comment. Boom, that one's gone. Let's go here. Like you said, PK Subban, and then
He said it. The answer, Wayne Simmons. That's who I was looking for.
right. So I said that too, but I think he was for. Who was the Jackie Robinson of hockey? I'm not sure who that is. Jackie Robinson, by the way.
Yeah, I thought that was a little
But
obvious.
but but yes, and also no. I mean, yes, it was hard for him to break racial stuff, but like they did have black baseball and they moved them over. It wasn't done for pandering. It was done for to like act do real shit. I kind of want more like silly, but I get that one.
What about air
This one,
quotes?
yeah. Well, Scott's throwing one up. I don't know how you feel about this, but but if we're doing on what we said, we're like you're taking Little Dicky and you're putting him on the panel of like Charlemagne or Sway or something like that, saying please rap, taking Barack Obama and going please be president when it was always just white guys. I guess
And
he's
they
got to
didn't.
be on the Mount Rushmore.
Oh yeah, and they didn't kill him.
I mean, they might have. Maybe he's changed. Um, we already talked about Wayne Simmons. Morehouse, yeah, Morehouse. Yes, thank you, Chris. Morehouse was the name of the school that Denise went to, and Dwayne Wade from a different world on after the Cosby Show. Well, that was before your time, Bobby, I would assume. But that show, the spinoff of the Cosby Show, when they went to college and they went to an all black. No, it was Hillman. Morehouse is something different. Hillman was that college. Um,
Okay, Theo,
Charlie Venable.
Let me teach you how to get the girl in college.
Well,
The first thing
first
you
of all,
gotta
hello,
do is
Dominic. How are you?
drop this
And
chick
second of
in a drink.
all, Charlie Venable, first black bowler. I don't think anyone gives a fuck enough about bowling. I like it. Like I guess he's the first professional black bowler, but I can barely name any professional white bowlers besides that Pete guy.
Yeah, who's that wigger comedian?
Gary Owen,
Yeah, would you put Gary Owen on that list because he does black comedy?
especially since he got the pass from Cat Williams. I mean, I think that kind of does it more. He's like he did. He even says he goes. He didn't. He's saying that Gary Owens is cool because he didn't get the crossover from black comedy into the mainstream, but he's white. So Gary Owen is like Steve Martin in The Jerk. I don't think he knows that he's not black. Like, you know what I mean? It's just like
That's fair.
I think one day he has to find out. We got a lot of PK Subban stuff like that. Um, Not bad, Chris. Wayne Brady. He did. He was. I can't before him. I can't think of another black game show host. There was black hosts of like Soul Train and shit, but like and stuff like that. But as game show hosts go, who was before him?
He did bring up Steve Harvey, maybe a good option as well, but I think Brady definitely broke the mold.
I I also think Wayne Brady was put there to be the whitest guy he could be. Steve Harvey was put there because they were already like, well, we have to put a black guy on, and Steve Harvey can be a black guy that can be fun for white people. You know what I mean? Bill Cosby, to be fair, was the really first black. I mean, yes, there were other black comedians, Red Fox, Richard Pryor, things of that nature, but they weren't accepted into households of the way Bill Cosby was and put in sitcoms in the prime time spot like they were.
Did you
Sanford and Son
ever
wasn't as heralded.
did you ever notice kids say the darndest things like last night this little shit said I raped his mother?
Well, the other night this kid said boop a doop, and I was like goop a doop, and I was like dropping in the doop in the drink in the boop a doop.
Go to bed and I can put it in your mama's pooper.
Okay, well, I don't know if we can do wrestlers, Dominic, but I am with you on that. He did. And I don't.
No,
Are you aware of this story of this wrestler?
I am not. Please enlighten me, and then I'll tell you why
Okay,
he's not the right
so in
answer.
the '80s, there used to be this killer badass guy named the One Man Gang. He was this giant fat guy who dressed like a biker. He was dominant in a lot of like AWA and shit like that. Vince McMahon got his hands on him. It was kind of like he had him do that for a while. But was like, I don't really like it. Now Vince McMahon had a hatred for people that ran other territories at the time. Before WWE got super big, it was the biggest thing ever. Even when they started like having Hulk Hogan, there was still like AWA, NWA, all that stuff. Now one of the guys he would battle against was Dusty Rhodes. So, in Dusty Rhodes, as everyone knows, the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes was a wrestler who had a southern drawl, but it did sound like he was almost talking like a black guy all the time. It's like, my son was a plumber and all that shit like that, and I'm all cool and whatever. So, Vince would sometimes make characters that were just inside jokes at other wrestlers but then sell it to kids as a fun thing. So he took the one man because Dusty Rhodes was a fat guy. He took the one man gang, this big fat killer, and turned him into Akeem the African Dream to be like Dusty the American Dream. And if you look him up, he wore the African garb. Yeah, it was yellow and blue instead of being the African colors. But he had like that fez hat thing on, and he had the whole thing. And he would come out and he'd go, and he would just dance around and be Akeem. But he was a fat white guy that would just go, "Hey, brother!" And he had a manager called Slick, and Slick was a pimp. And Slick would come out and talk shit and go, "What's up, daddy-os?" And it was like the most racist. This was only like late '80s. It was not that long ago.
Well, you have persuaded me. I was gonna fight for Kaufman that he was the first intergender continental champion, but it seems as though Akeem would be a better choice.
Yes, and now there's intergender or whatever transgender wrestlers joining AEW. It's all everything. Um, Sammy Davis Jr. Hmm. I mean,
Is he like the
I,
thesis for the black Israelis?
I think he's the. And I know, first of all, rest in peace. Second of all, I'm not trying to say anything rude, but I'm saying if we were doing a game of who was the first token, I mean, that's who he is, right?
I mean, Frederick Douglass.
Okay, I would like to hear how you explain that one. How was Frederick Douglass a token?
They were like, we can't all founding fathers be white. Isn't there like one of these guys who's free? Can we find him? He doesn't have to be that smart.
But he wasn't really towing the company line.
No, but
Okay,
I don't know. Let Frederick talk.
and this was the song that the pimp had, Slick. He's a job so bro. A job so bro. And he's always talking to his friends. He's a job so bro. Yeah, so bro, and it's something to the end. They had a whole rap thing that they made Slick do. It was great.
I thought he meant fucking Frederick Douglass.
He was okay. He was the only black guy in the Rat Pack, but I don't know if we can give him credit because I think Sinatra and Martin and all them had him in there so they could say the N word. You know what I mean? Like it really feels like they're like they got one that had one eye. Like they got one that couldn't fight back. I'm not trying to be a dick, but like it really there were other people. I don't think Sammy Davis Jr. was really that talented. If you really break down what he was doing, Candy, his songs stink. Who could take a rainbow, sprinkle it with dew? Like, fuck you. That song
If you
stinks. His voice was weird.
if you look at Grendel's comment, he may have solved our whole problem.
He didn't rap,
Who can make a sunshine?
but he was black and Jewish. Now he was he the first black Jew.
That's a real bluey.
Who came first, him or Rod Carew?
I don't even know who that dude is.
Rod Carew was a baseball player, a black Jewish baseball player who was in the
Oh
Hall of Fame.
God!
Won the yeah.
Bet you he played for the Mets, huh?
No, he did not play. He played for the Angels. Which I don't know which heaven he got into with the Angels. He went for the Angels and the Twins and stuff like that. And Bobby, you should know his name because he's also mentioned in the Hanukkah song by Adam Sandler.
Dude, I thought that's who it was. I was gonna be like, the only
Who
thing
played
I've ever heard about
baseball?
that is the Hanukkah song.
Yeah, who played baseball? Rod Carew. But he was he has over 3,000 hits. I think he's like top five, maybe with numbers. He's definitely top 10 hits all time. Black Jewish. Now I
Yeah,
remember
dude,
when I was a kid
he was the only one
watching
who could
the
get Ty Cobb out at second because he would confuse him. He'd slide in and
Ty
not know
Cobb.
what slur to use.
Yeah, Ty Cobb was so racist. It's
What happened? I couldn't
crazy.
think about which one to go with.
Like it's funny that Ty like they were so happy that Tony Gwynn existed because it was like Ty Cobb and Pete Rose, just two of the worst humans on top of the hit thing. They're like, please, someone else. And then Tony Gwynn, this good guy, black guy living in San Diego. That's tough enough. Yeah, I said Twins and Angels, Max. I said that. You can't get me on the Rock Carew. I know my Rock Carew. Pile Driver album. We're getting all this. He's one of the best tap dancers out there. I mean, Gregory Hines is better. Ben Vereen was better. He wasn't a better tap. I'm just naming better black tap dancers as it is. But
Who's the one who danced with Shirley Temple?
a black one did.
It was a whole thing.
Is that Satchmo guy? No, that's
Might have been.
not Satchmo. Who was the one? Al Jolson.
Yeah, that's who it was. It was her now.
He, he wasn't really black though. And now we're just getting more into baseball stats. But I think we lost like 4 or 5 people. Just kidding. We got to do a baseball discussion the whole thing. Let's get away from sports. We got our sports people down. We got our music people down. Oh, you know what? How about we stick in music for a second? Jimi Hendrix. Name me a black guitarist that was rock and roll.
BB
BB
King.
King wasn't rock and roll. He wasn't rock and roll. I know he kind of the whole thing, Chuck Berry, stuff like that. They kind of laid down the groundwork and things. But Hendrix was considered. He's considered by some to be the greatest guitarist of all times.
I could definitely see that. I would give it to Hendrix in that category. Him or Prince.
I like that Chris just has knowledge of black people's first times. Obviously, it's Bill Robinson. Who is Bill
Dude,
Robinson?
apparently he danced with her before World War II.
Is that illegal?
Dude, I just thought it was like relatively recent. Pre-Hitler, this dude broke the news by dancing with a little redhead.
Well, yeah, it was a black man dancing with a child, a white, beautiful child. Do you ever watch those freaking movies when the men are just hitting on her? She's like 6, and the guy's like 40. He's like, "You want to get a drink, Shirley Temple?" And she's like, "Okay, I'm good. Ship." Lollipop, boop, boop, here comes Bill Robinson. Like
I remember
the
every Sunday ABC would play like the Disney movie, and one time there was like a documentary on her life, and they're like, we don't really know why things went down once she lost her childhood, and it's like because the bitch got raped nonstop. Like, how did people not know Hollywood was fucking kids because of Shirley Temple? Jesus Christ.
wait, did she get fucked?
Yeah.
I don't know. I never heard about
What
Shirley
do you think the
Temple's
song
legend.
Tomorrow's about?
She didn't even sing that song. That's Annie.
Yeah, she was an Annie.
No, she wasn't.
Mm-hmm.
No,
Yeah, Shirley Temple did a version of Annie.
no, she didn't. You're making this up now. I don't like when you do this. 'Cause you act like you're fucking standing firm, and then you're wrong. And you do this, and then I finally go, okay, I believe you. And then you fucking show me a picture of Macklemore with the Junos again. Yeah, Shirley Temple was not in Annie. Oh, what about the Wiz? Black Wizard of Oz. that was something
Um,
because that means the first Black Wizard.
okay, I'll allow it.
But who was the Black? Who was the Wizard? How do you remember?
It was
Nipsey Russell?
it was Michael Jackson.
No, Michael Jackson was the Scarecrow, and Diana Ross
Oh,
was Dorothy. I think Nipsey Russell. No, he was Shirley Temple because the Congresswoman Shirley Temple Black. Shirley Temple was in Annie in 1948. What? I don't believe. Wait. Who said Chris is right?
me,
I
because
thought
he
they.
said he agreed with me, even though I googled it and didn't find that information.
Wait, Chris has weird knowledge, man. All right, now we have a whole different thing because if this is true, if Chuck Berry is the best black guitarist who also loved to fart and piss on white chicks,
Oh yeah,
now we have to do a list of top black entertainers that piss on white people. Oh wait, did
yeah.
R. Kelly? It wasn't white people, right?
I mean, I don't think he discriminated. His pee
I
didn't
think he
see
did.
color. It just saw faces.
All right,
This
we've
is
done
the
the show for an
latest
hour.
edition of the song about pissing.
We've done this show for about an hour, okay?
Okay.
And I don't think we're going to go too much longer. But I think if we were going to end it, but I don't think Good Times by the way Max was the first black primetime sitcom. Um, I think we could Good Times was before the Jeffersons, so
It
possibly
was
it
it was
was
Roots.
Norman Lear. That was a miniseries. Um, okay, but I think that Scott Fitzpatrick has won for the best nomination.
Have
It
you
was all white people being monsters back then. You had werewolf, you had mummy, you had Frankenstein, you had Dracula. Those were the top four monsters of all time before we got other monsters. But that was your monster Mount Rushmore, and then they made a black one, and then they made Count Chocula, who obviously sold cereal to
yeah.
kids as a black man, which is crazy.
At the time you had your big four though. The fifth monster was just simply black people. That was the fifth scariest thing. They had like to white people it's vampires, werewolves, zombies, and black people.
Yeah, and then maybe
Um,
Swamp Thing.
do you remember you obviously, but for the audience, our good friend
Oh, real
Michael
quick
Lagoon.
before you go there, I'm supporting your theory. The creature from what lagoon?
Not white. It
The
wasn't from white.
Black Lagoon. They
It's
could
a
have just said the
European
lagoon.
lagoon. It wasn't the European lagoon.
Dude, all they had to say was creature from the lagoon. I wasn't like, oh, it depends which lagoon it's from. I go to so many lagoons. Don't go to the black. You ever been to the Black Lagoon? It gets crazy. Oh, sir, we've been down at the Black Lagoon for so long. It's so cold at the Black Lagoon. I want to go to the White Lagoon where it's nice.
And technically, we're helping the monsters from the Black Lagoon by educating them and bringing them into modern society.
Yeah, remember when Michelle Pfeiffer went to the Black Lagoon and taught them how to learn?
How do I reach these kids? Um,
I went to
so
the Black Lagoon and saved their rec center one time. It was fucking great with my dance moves.
You and Macklemore.
Coolio took a fantastic voyage to the Black Lagoon.
On the whole Blackula, our friend Mike O'Donnell has one of my favorite jokes, which is, "Do you think black vampires have a harder time getting invited inside? Can I come inside? No, I get it. It's because I'm a vampire. You're a vampire?
Yeah. Chris makes a good point. The Blue Lagoon was Brooke Shields and a handsome fake Timberlake boy. The Black Lagoon. Oh no!
Oh no, you don't want to
No,
go
no,
with me."
no! Not today, Black Lagoon.
Terry brings up a good point. Shirley Temple apparently went to that lagoon.
Let's keep Shirley Temple out of this. Was Shirley Temple the first child to have sex with adults?
No, the first one to be put on camera. Like, hey, look at this thing we're all fucking. Surprise. You want to keep Shirley Temple out of this. Her dad wishes she kept the lagoon out of her.
Shirley Temple in the Black Lagoon. I would watch that.
I think I've seen that porno.
On the good ship, this black guy's cock getting sweet. Trip to the candy shop, and then 50 Cent comes out, candy shop.
Starring Piper Perry as Shirley Temple. Fucking Axelrod as the Black Lagoon 1. And then it's just 9 other black porn stars as Black Lagoon 2.
Axelrod. Is that a black porn star's name? Axelrod?
If it was, it'd be pretty intimidating. I couldn't tell you.
Well, I
don't watch a lot of that.
Well, in my head, there was a guy who used to run a bunch of shows in Connecticut comedy a long time ago named Brad Axelrod, who's the smaller Jewish guy. Definitely not the guy you're talking about.
Surprisingly, it actually is who I was envisioning as Brad Axelrod.
Coming. You spelled coming wrong, Chris. Okay.
It was just BC until that show came out.
Do you think that's what they would say? Because like all the like Harvey Weinstein would in those guys, they would all get worried because someone's gonna find out we're banging this kid. It's the Shirley Temple of Doom.
They did fuck that one girl to death, right? On the set of Jeopardy.
I've heard that rumor, but is that true?
Yeah. I don't have any evidence to contradict the fact that they raped that one girl to death on the set of Jeopardy. Those are all the details I have, but I can tell you for a fact, that one girl.
Bobby, I'm not saying you're not right. I'm saying you have to give it in the form of a question.
What is Chris providing the fact that we were looking for? Because he is a veritable source of information.
Chris has so much. Scott, we did say Rosa Parks earlier, but like that, she's not even the first one. I learned through drunk history that it was another lady, and then they put Rosa in there as she was better for the PR and press.
And then, have you noticed that like now that people can sit wherever, who tends to sit at the back of the bus anyway?
Yeah, the poltergeist chick.
That's the chick who got raped to death on the set of Jeopardy.
Wait, it was on Jeopardy?
Yeah, on the set of Jeopardy. They raped her to death.
While the show was on?
No, it was double Jeopardy. They'd already been convicted of raping her to death once. Can't convict her again.
Oh, no. Shirley Temple gangbang by the Black Lagoon Squad? Here's what Bobby. I think the funny thing is when I think about our conversations tonight, I'm not even worried about like the pedophilia or the racism. I'm like, oh, we're just aging older, and we're not going to get that young audience.
Yep, we are skewing old. Nobody knows who the fuck Shirley Temple is anymore.
This show makes you Google. We're the show that makes you Google. Come on,
that's a great way to plug it. And you know what you should do instead of Googling the news tomorrow morning, Pat?
What?
Tune into you and I doing POS in the morning.
Oh, they mean me personally. I'm like, I'll tune into us. But yes, tomorrow, everybody, thank you for our help. We'll comprise a list from the show and keep going with it. But tomorrow morning, and this might be the start of a thing, but tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. Eastern Time, We will be having POS mornings. We're going to do it kind of like a morning radio show, whatever. Have a couple topics, same thing, POS nature. Want you guys to chime in, having different topics, things of that nature, but doing it in the morning time a little bit. So we at 8 a.m. tomorrow. Join us for that. Subscribe if you haven't yet. Thank you, everybody in the chat, for helping us out today. We really appreciate it.
Lots of
Bobby, you got
fun.
something to plug before we finish up here?
I sure do. This Saturday, the Eichelberger Theater in Hanover, Pennsylvania. It's your boy. It's me, Mark
Eichelberger.
Reed. Yeah, and 2 weeks later, Jim Brewer's going to be there to give you an idea of the state of the theater we're doing. So that'll be fun. I'll
Nice.
be at Terry. If you're still here, I'll be at the, as you put it, warehouse casino Friday beforehand, tuning up. So come on out. We'll grab a drink. And Pat, I'm really looking forward to everybody tuning in tomorrow. Watch two bad boys do their show.
Yeah, the bad boys of being bad and boys. We are. We're the original Jewish black rapping children of podcasting.
We are, and we're gonna get arrested like we're
Two
on
in a row.
cops.
Kish, we love
Anyway,
you too. Thank you, buddy.
love you, Kish. Have a
Um,
good one.
yeah, Chris, thank you. The sick fucks literally fucked Heather O'Rourke into the next dimension. Dun, dun,
That's
dun.
pretty fucking
Thank
funny.
you, Scott Fitzy. Thank you, Max. Thank you. Who was our? We had the Grindle guy. We had a lot of fun people on today.
Even at Stormy for
Terry
a minute.
Nee. Stormy was there for a minute. Hopefully, that this isn't one of those weeks she grabs a clip.
Not a lot of good to pull from.
Well, maybe you know what would be fun one if you could find one, if we could do something with the Blue Lagoon, Black Lagoon, that could be a fun one to throw up somewhere.
I'm
But
just gonna put it through my clip generator and it's just gonna be like, no, there's nothing worth putting out here.
my suggestion, if you put it to the clip generator, is please put our logo on the thing somewhere next time so people can see who we are.
I'll see what I can
Happy
do.
birthday, Terry! Terry, it's your birthday. Happy birthday! Are we doing this again? Remember we did it last time. It's Anna's birthday. I don't know, but if it is, happy birthday, Terry D. Terry says Hanover Theater is very nice. So good for you, buddy. Um, Goo Lagoon, that'll be a whole different one. Nobody's going to the Goo. I would not go to the Goo Lagoon, but I think Shirley Temple was buried somewhere in the Goo Lagoon. Crab Rangoon is the only goon I like.
I
Bobby, you
do
seem
like
deep in
crab
thought.
rangoon. I do love crab rangoon. I was trying to think of that. There's a food I like that's like blue lagoon, but it was crab rangoon I was thinking of.
Crab Rangoon is a
I
good goon.
definitely prefer that over
Um,
cheese wonton.
over what?
I'd prefer that over a cheese wonton. It seems like restaurants tend to have
Yeah,
one or the other, and like just don't really
yeah.
stack up.
I want the goon. So what I'm asking you guys to do, I have a lot of things to promote, but right now what I'm promoting is, you know what? Because I'm going to be getting ready to do something else pretty soon, yeah, but sometime this year. Go on Spotify and just put in my name and listen to some of my albums. I've got three on there. They're all fun. The latest one was the one that I really like the best. And Bobby got to open me for that one, so that's fun too. Uh, Stage Drive. And it was also a good try. It was Birthday Like a Funeral. Listen to some Pados comedy because I've got new stuff in the works that's going to be coming out soon. Excited about all that kind of stuff. And yes, please subscribe while you're here. Click the like button, all that stuff. And join us tomorrow morning. If this goes the way we think it's going to go, I think Bobby and I are going to be doing this a couple mornings a week. It'll be a fun way to wake up in the morning and do stuff. For some of you guys that troll and listen to other, Fantastic Jew in the Reverend in the morning or whatever other things you watch on here, and all those people, wacky onions or whatever you do, ours will be on at 8, a little bit earlier, so you got something to listen to. We appreciate it. We'd like to have you in the chat. We appreciate all you guys for watching. International Rangoon is the best Rangoon. Thank you, Sergen Grundle. Thank you. Thank you, Dominic. Thank you, everyone. If I missed you, I'm sorry. We appreciate you guys listening today. And Bobby,
If you can't join them, beat them, and don't be a bad boy.
bad boy, bad boy. What are you going to do? What are you going to do when they blast?